There are films that become part of the furniture of your life. You remember where you were the first time you saw them, who you were with, what the summer felt like. Dirty Dancing was one of those films, and the people who brought it to life were more than characters on a screen. They were real, and their stories kept going long after the credits rolled. Today, we look back at the lives behind the roles in every Dirty Dancing actor who passed away. He almost didn't take the part. Patrick Swayze had spent years trying to move away from dance-heavy roles, and Johnny Castle felt like a step backward. What changed his mind, by most accounts, was the script's emotional honesty. And once he committed, he gave everything. Born in Houston in 1952, Swayze trained seriously as a dancer from childhood, eventually performing with the Joffrey Ballet before injuries pushed him toward acting. By the mid-1980s, he had earned attention in The Outsiders and Red Dawn, establishing himself as a physical, instinctive screen presence. But it was the summer of 1987 that defined him. The chemistry between Swayze and Jennifer Grey wasn't instant. Cast and crew recall early friction during rehearsals, long days of work around the lake and on the dance floor, and a gradual deepening of trust that translated directly onto the screen. The lift scene, the final dance, that one line, "Nobody puts baby in a corner," became shorthand for something people felt but couldn't always name. Ghost followed in 1990, Point Break in 1991. He became one of the rare actors audiences believed as both a romantic lead and a physical force. Then, in January 2008, he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He was 55. He kept working through chemotherapy, finishing the TV series The Beast while visibly ill. He spoke publicly about his illness, supported cancer research, and refused to disappear quietly. He died on September 14, 2009, at 57, at his ranch with family around him, 20 months from diagnosis to the end. What remains is the image of him moving, across a dance floor, across the screen, with a grace that never looked effortless, because you could always sense the work behind it. That combination of strength and vulnerability was his signature, and Dirty Dancing captured it at the exact right moment. Long before he became synonymous with the procedural rhythm of Law and Order, Jerry Orbach was a Broadway star. He originated roles in The Fantastics in 1960, won a Tony for Promises in 1969, and spent decades as one of New York's most respected stage performers. When he walked onto the set of Dirty Dancing in 1987 to play Dr. Jake Houseman, Baby's stern, well-meaning father, he brought the full weight of that history with him. The character could have been a flat obstacle. In Orbach's hands, Jake Houseman became something more complicated, a man who genuinely believed he was protecting his daughter, who held his values tightly until the moment he realized they had failed someone he loved. The quiet reconciliation in the film's final minutes, when he crosses the floor to acknowledge Johnny, is more affecting than it has any right to be. That was Orbach's craft. After Dirty Dancing, he voiced Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast, and then spent more than a decade as Detective Lenny Briscoe on Law and Order, a role that made him a fixture in American living rooms. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer and handled the illness with characteristic privacy. He died in Manhattan on December 28, 2004, at 69, just days before a new Law and Order spin-off was set to feature him. The Broadway community, his Law and Order colleagues, and Dirty Dancing fans all paused together. He had been part of so many different chapters of American entertainment that his absence felt wide. Robbie Gould is the kind of character a film like Dirty Dancing needs, someone who makes the audience's skin crawl just enough. Max Cantor played him with a particular brand of casual contempt, the smug pre-med student who hands baby a copy of The Fountainhead as though it explains everything, who walks away from Penny's crisis without a backward glance. It was a supporting role, but Cantor made it stick. He came from New York's artistic and literary world. His father, Arthur Cantor, was a well-known theater producer, and before Dirty Dancing, he had done television work and moved in downtown Manhattan's bohemian circles. After the film, he appeared in Fear, Anxiety, and Depression in 1989, then shifted away from acting toward writing and journalism, drawn to the eccentric corners of East Village culture and investigative storytelling. He was 32 years old when he died in his New York apartment in October 1991. The cause was a heroin overdose, though early commentary briefly raised other questions before settling on that conclusion. There was little mainstream coverage. He had stepped away from the spotlight, and the spotlight had moved on. What lingers is the gap between the character and the man. Audiences love to hate Robbie Gould, but Cantor himself was remembered by those who knew him as intellectually restless, genuinely curious, someone who seemed to have other things he wanted to do. Rewatching the film with that knowledge adds a quiet, unsettling note. Before Dirty Dancing existed as a film, it was a script with a dance at its center, and it needed a director who understood that dance could carry a story without commentary. Emile Ardolino was that director. Born in Queens in 1943, he had built his reputation in public television, producing and directing episodes of PBS's Dance in America series. And in 1983, he won the Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature for He Makes Me Feel Like Dancin'. He knew how to photograph movement and preserve the feeling inside it. What his documentary background gave Dirty Dancing was a sense of observation. The rehearsal scenes feel watched rather than staged. The staff quarters have a lived texture that the guest areas don't. The class divisions breathe. None of that happened by accident. Ardolino shaped a modestly budgeted film about a summer romance into something that carried real social weight. Questions about bodily autonomy, about who gets to make decisions and who has to live with the consequences, wrapped inside a dance movie. He followed Dirty Dancing with Sister Act in 1992, another hit, another film built on performance and timing. He died at his Los Angeles home in November 1993, at 50. His co-producer confirmed the cause was AIDS. Tributes from colleagues spoke of an actor-friendly, generous director who worked quickly and saw clearly. He left behind a short filmography that punched well above its weight. Max Kellerman worries. He worries about the guests not coming back next year, about the younger staff unsettling the old routines, about a world that seems to be shifting just out of reach. Jack Weston played that anxiety with a comic precision that kept the character from becoming purely ridiculous, and the result is one of Dirty Dancing's quieter pleasures. Weston, born Morris Weinstein in Cleveland in 1925, had been working steadily in film, television, and theater since the 1950s. He appeared in Wait Until Dark in 1967, The Cincinnati Kid in 1965, and earned a Tony nomination for his performance in Woody Allen's play, The Floating Light Bulb. In Neil Simon comedies on Broadway, he found a natural home. His specialty was the man who bluffs confidence, but can't quite hide the worry underneath. That quality served Max Kellerman well. The character is the last guardian of an era already ending, the Catskills resort world of the early 1960s, the summer vacation culture that would fade within a generation. Weston brought bluster and a touch of wistfulness to the role, and those two notes together give the film part of its period texture. He spent approximately 6 years battling lymphoma before his death in New York on May 3, 1996, at 70. His obituaries ranged across the breadth of his career: Broadway, film, television, with Dirty Dancing as one chapter among many. For fans of the film, though, his is the face that frames the whole world the story inhabits. Dirty Dancing is preserved the way all films are, unchanging, held in the amber of a particular summer, a particular feeling. But the people who created it moved through time the way everyone does, with illnesses and years and quiet endings that had nothing to do with movie magic. Patrick Swayze, Jerry Orbach, Max Cantor, Emile Ardolino, Jack Weston, each of them left something in that film that you can still find when you watch it. A gesture, a look, a line read just right. The work outlasted them. If one of them stayed with you, a performance, a scene, a memory of the first time you saw the film, we'd love to hear it in the comments. And if you want to keep remembering these stories with us, subscribing is the best way to stay close. Thank you for watching.